Do you feel like you're standing on the edge of something big, something incredible? Like the weight of your past is lifting and a new chapter is about to unfold? That's not a coincidence. God is about to shift your life in a powerful way. And if you're watching this, it's because you are about to experience a divine transformation like never before. Are you ready for it? I want you to understand something today. The shift you've been waiting for is already in motion. You've been praying, you've been believing, and now it's time for you to recognize the signs that God is moving in your life. If you're at a crossroads or in the midst of a struggle, hold on. The breakthrough is closer than you think. Here are the 7 key signs that God is about to shift your life forever. You've probably experienced it before, the feeling that something is off, that the status quo no longer satisfies you. It's as if your mind, heart, and soul are in a constant state of agitation, yearning for something more. This is the exact moment when God is at work in your life. Restlessness, while uncomfortable, is a powerful indicator that God is preparing you for the next phase of your journey. It's not something to dread, but something to embrace because it marks the beginning of something extraordinary. Restlessness is a divine push. It's God saying, you've stayed in this place long enough, it's time to move. Whether it's your job, your relationships, or even your spiritual life, this feeling of dissatisfaction is not a sign that something is wrong, but rather that God is positioning you for something better. It's like a pressure building inside of you, a stirring in your spirit that won't let you settle for less than what God has promised. This unsettling feeling is often misunderstood. It's not meant to make you anxious or afraid, but to awaken you to the reality that you are being called to a higher purpose. When God is about to shift your life, He will first disrupt your comfort zone. Restlessness is a tool He uses to move you out of complacency and into action. Without this stirring, we may remain stuck in routines, never growing, never progressing, never stepping into the greatness that is within us. But God is faithful. He knows exactly when to stir the waters of your life to propel you forward into His plan. And though it may feel like you're standing on the edge of uncertainty, it's actually a divine invitation to step out in faith. This discomfort is the soil in which transformation begins to take root. Consider how a seed must first break open, endure the pressure, and push through the dark earth to reach the light. It's the same with us. God doesn't intend for us to live in a constant state of restlessness, but He uses it to prepare us for the breakthroughs that lie ahead. He knows that the only way we'll experience new growth is by being willing to leave behind the things that have held us back. It's about surrendering the old to make room for the new. New opportunities, new perspectives, new relationships, and most importantly, a new level of spiritual maturity. Restlessness also often comes when we're transitioning from one season to another. God doesn't just shift our circumstances, He shifts our very hearts and minds. And that internal shift can cause us to feel uneasy at first. But what you need to understand is that this discomfort is not an obstacle, it's a divine catalyst. It's God stirring you up because you are ready for more. You're ready for a deeper experience with Him, for a higher calling, for the breakthrough you've been praying for. In those moments when you feel this unrest, don't fight it. Don't try to push it away or distract yourself from it. Instead, lean into it. Surrender your desires, your plans, and your fears to God. Allow Him to guide you through the discomfort, knowing that it is the prelude to a divine elevation. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Trust that God knows exactly what He's doing and that every bit of restlessness you feel is leading you towards something greater than you could have ever imagined. There's a divine timing to everything in life, and when God is about to shift your life, He orchestrates the events and opportunities that align with your purpose in ways that you can't always see coming. For so long, you may have prayed for breakthroughs, longed for answers, and dreamed of opportunities that would propel you into the next level. You've faced closed doors, countless no's, and the feeling of being stuck in a place where nothing seems to move. But let me tell you something, the moment God is ready to shift your life, you'll start noticing that those doors that once seemed impossible to open are suddenly swinging wide. It's not by your own doing, it's not by chance, and it's definitely not a coincidence. This is God stepping in, positioning you for what's next. Sometimes we become so accustomed to rejection, so familiar with the closed doors, that we forget to believe that there's still a door out there with our name on it. But the truth is, God has been working behind the scenes, even when you couldn't see it, to make sure that at the perfect time, He opens the doors that need to be opened. These aren't just any doors. These are the doors that lead to the fulfillment of your purpose. These are the opportunities that have been tailor-made for you, opportunities that are perfectly aligned with your destiny. When you walk through them, you'll not only step into new seasons, but you'll also be stepping into the fullness of who God has called you to be. What's remarkable about God opening doors is that when He opens them, no man, no power, no situation can close them. You've seen it before, doors that appear to be locked, doors that seemed out of reach, and doors that others tried to shut on you. But when God says it's your time, nothing can prevent you from walking through them. The key to unlocking these doors is trust. Trust that when He opens them, it's your moment. Trust that the very thing you've been waiting for is on the other side of that door, ready to meet you with blessings beyond what you can imagine. Don't hesitate. Don't second guess. When God opens the door, walk boldly through it. He's already gone ahead of you to prepare the way. I know it can be hard to believe when you face so much adversity, rejection, and disappointment. But God's timing is perfect, and the doors He opens will always be the ones that align with His purpose for your life. In that moment of uncertainty, He's not only showing you what's ahead, but also strengthening your faith, teaching you to trust in His timing, and reminding you that His plans for you are good. So take a step forward. Don't look back. Even if the road ahead seems unfamiliar, even if you don't have all the answers, trust that God is guiding your steps. The doors that God opens will bring you closer to your purpose, they'll bring you closer to your destiny, and they'll draw you nearer to His will for your life. So when those doors start opening, don't hesitate. Walk boldly into the future that God is preparing for you. Every step you take through that door is one step closer to becoming the person God has created you to be. Let go of your doubts, let go of your fears, and step into the greatness that lies beyond the doors He is opening for you. Unexplainable favor and connections are some of the most profound ways that God shifts your life. These are moments that when you look back on them seem too perfect to be coincidental. It's as though the universe aligns in your favor, bringing the right people into your life at exactly the right time, people who have the knowledge, resources, or influence to help you move forward, people who believe in you even when you doubt yourself. It's like God is reaching down and setting up a series of divine appointments, bringing you into a network of people who will open doors that were once closed to you. These are not ordinary connections. They are connections that come with purpose. They carry a weight of destiny that moves your life forward, propelling you into the next season of your life. Sometimes these divine connections come in the most unexpected forms. It might be a mentor who steps in just when you feel lost, offering wisdom and guidance you never thought possible. It could be a colleague or a stranger who sees something in you and offers an opportunity that you never imagined you would get. Maybe it's a simple conversation that leads to an invitation, an introduction, or a partnership that shifts everything you've been working on. You begin to see that it wasn't just chance, but the hand of God orchestrating each step along the way. God knows exactly who you need in your life and when you need them. When you're in a season of transition, when you're seeking purpose, or when you've been waiting on a breakthrough. God often sends people who will help you move forward in ways that are beyond your understanding. You may find yourself surrounded by individuals who encourage you, challenge you, and push you to levels you never thought you could reach. These people become more than just acquaintances or friends. They are divine allies placed in your path for a reason. You'll also notice that with these connections come open doors. Doors that lead to opportunities you've been praying for. God doesn't just bring people into your life for no reason. He places them strategically to open doors that will propel you toward your purpose. These doors might be job opportunities, partnerships, or invitations that put you in rooms and spaces you never imagined entering. What might have seemed out of reach suddenly becomes attainable, and the possibilities open up before you like a clear path in front of you. The favor of God will rest on these moments, making it clear that it's not by your strength or ability, but by His grace that you're stepping into a new season. It's important to recognize the power of these connections. They are not accidental, and they are not just nice gestures. They are a direct reflection of God's favor over your life. When He begins to shift your life, He often does so through people, because relationships are the currency of growth and success. You must honor these relationships, nurture them, and recognize that each person you encounter may be a key to your next breakthrough. This is a season where God is positioning you for growth. The connections He's bringing into your life are not just for companionship or company. They are part of a divine strategy to elevate you, expand your influence, and push you toward the greater purpose He has for you. When you step into these new connections, step in with faith, knowing that they are God-ordained, and allow them to lead you into the opportunities He has planned for you. Your life will never be the same as you begin to recognize and embrace the favor and connections that God is bringing into your world. As God prepares to shift your life, one of the most profound transformations you'll experience is an increase in faith and spiritual clarity. It's not just about a temporary boost or a passing moment of inspiration. This is a deep-rooted change that will alter the way you view the world around you and the way you interact with God. You see, as you move closer to the season of divine elevation, your faith will grow in ways that might surprise you. This growth isn't something you can manufacture on your own. It's a work of God. A spiritual activation that brings you to a deeper understanding of His power and presence in your life. What starts to happen is that you begin to see things from a spiritual perspective. What once felt like a series of random, disconnected events will begin to fall into place, revealing God's hand at work in your life. You'll start to recognize the divine purpose behind every circumstance, every conversation, and even every challenge. No longer will you simply react to life's difficulties with confusion or frustration. You'll begin to view them as opportunities for growth, moments of divine refining. The fog of confusion that once clouded your thoughts will begin to lift, and in its place, clarity will emerge. This clarity is a gift from God, enabling you to see beyond the surface of what's happening in your life and understand the deeper meanings behind every situation. As this spiritual clarity increases, you'll find yourself becoming more aligned with God's will. There's a profound shift that happens when you begin to align your heart and mind with the direction God is leading you. You no longer rely solely on your own reasoning or the opinions of others to make decisions. Instead, your decisions are informed by a deep sense of trust in God's guidance. This alignment with God's will brings peace, even in the midst of uncertainty. When you know that you're walking in the path that God has set before you, there's a confidence that arises, one that steadies you when the road ahead seems unclear. Your prayers, too, will take on a new dimension. They will become more powerful, more intentional, and more focused on God's will rather than your own desires. You will pray with a deeper sense of understanding, recognizing that prayer is not just a tool to request things from God, but a means to draw closer to His heart, to seek His wisdom, and to align your life with His perfect plan. Your prayers will no longer be prayers of doubt, but declarations of faith. You'll speak with authority, knowing that God hears you and that He is actively working on your behalf. There will be a boldness in your spirit as you pray for breakthrough, for healing, for restoration, and for the fulfillment of God's promises in your life. Along with this increase in prayer, your discernment will sharpen. You'll be able to distinguish between what is of God and what is not. You'll have a heightened sensitivity to the Holy Spirit's promptings and a deeper understanding of His voice. No longer will you be swayed by external influences or distractions. You'll know in your spirit when something aligns with God's will and when it doesn't, and you will have the strength to follow His leading, even when it requires courage to go against the flow. Perhaps the most profound shift that comes with this increased faith and clarity is an unshakable trust in God's plan for your life. When your faith is rooted in God's promises and your spiritual clarity is honed by the Holy Spirit, there is a peace that settles over you. It's a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that remains even when circumstances suggest otherwise. You know without a doubt that God is in control and that whatever He has promised, He will bring to pass. This trust in His plan becomes a firm foundation beneath you, one that cannot be moved by fear, doubt, or circumstance. You are no longer tossed to and fro by the challenges of life, but you stand firm in the assurance that God is working all things together for your good. When God is preparing to shift your life, He will work within you, changing not just your external circumstances, but also your internal desires and passions. You may find that the things that once motivated you, the things you once thought brought you fulfillment, no longer hold the same appeal. What used to excite you may now leave you feeling empty or restless. This feeling isn't a sign of failure, rather, it's an indication of divine preparation. God is realigning your heart, shifting your focus from temporary, earthly desires to eternal, heavenly ones. The world's distractions and empty pursuits that once seemed important will lose their luster. What once brought you joy may now feel hollow as God prepares you to be filled with a new vision, a vision that is aligned with His purpose for your life. This shift in desires is often misunderstood, especially when people feel the pull to step away from what was once comfortable. But I want you to understand that this realignment is not a punishment. It's a divine invitation to something greater. The shift is about moving from a place of mere existence to a life of purpose, significance, and fulfillment in God's will. When God begins to stir new passions in you, it's His way of guiding you to deeper alignment with His plan. He is not just changing your circumstances, He's refining your inner world, purifying your desires so that they reflect His heart. In the process, you may find yourself seeking things that were previously foreign to you, an increased desire to help others, a passion for serving in ministry, or a longing to make an impact that goes beyond your own personal gain. The desires that once felt central to your identity, such as career success, material wealth, or worldly recognition, may fade into the background as God starts to fill your heart with a deeper, more profound longing. This is the moment when your life begins to take on new meaning, a purpose far greater than you ever imagined. It's important to recognize that these changes in your desires are not signs of something being wrong with you. They're signs that God is shifting your life to a higher calling. You're being called to let go of the things that have held you back, to make room for something greater, something eternal. God is not only giving you a fresh vision, but He's also preparing you to pursue it with passion and zeal. The dreams that once seemed impossible or far-fetched will begin to take shape in your heart, and you'll feel a fire within you to go after them with all your strength. As God realigns your heart, you may also begin to notice that the things that once brought you joy, such as hobbies, entertainment, or social activities, no longer satisfy you in the same way. This is a beautiful thing because it signals that you are moving from a place of self-centered living to God-centered living. You are beginning to crave His presence, His purpose, and His will more than anything else. You may start to feel drawn to new opportunities, ministries, charitable causes, or missions, where you can use your gifts to serve others and expand His kingdom. This shift in desires and passions is not just about letting go of old things. It's about embracing new, greater things that align with God's perfect plan for your life. God will place a vision in your heart that is uniquely designed for you, a vision that reflects His love, His truth, and His kingdom purposes. The more you align with this new passion, the more you find that everything else pales in comparison. As your heart shifts, your entire life will follow suit, and the impact you make will resonate with eternal significance. These signs are not just coincidences, they are divine confirmations that God is shifting your life. Embrace the change, trust in His timing, and walk forward in faith, knowing that the best is yet to come. God is about to elevate you, promote you, and take you places you've only dreamed of. Get ready for the shift.